Handplates Season 3 is new beginnings, a new fresh start. Especially when it starts off with the new voice actor Vade/Callisto taking over Handplates at the time. Now, Season 3 I like because it starts right off where we left off last time, pretty much. Alphys is very much worried about Gaster. So hot, I'm like, turn on a fan. So yeah, Handplates Season 3 starts off with Alphys
sneaking into Gaster's lab.
I remember where I was, what I was doing when this was going on. Yeah. I was losing my shit. I'm realizing recently this summer that my new Handplates is suitor armor since Handplates ended like, I don't know, over a year ago. So yeah, Alphys sneaks her way into the lab. She sees Sans and Papyrus. She is very confused. Like, very confused. But she's just trying her best to figure out what's going on. And what she does is she decides to contact Asgore. But instead of just, like, calling him and trying to explain that, 'cause that's too much work. That's just anxiety, right?
Who made the console orange?
Do I look orange?
I didn't touch it.
Orange is not my color.
Not me.
She's deciding that she's like, while she's panicking, having a literal panic attack, she decides that she's just gonna take them out of the cell. While she's doing that, they're having communication issues because right now, at this moment, we realize that Sans and Papyrus have been speaking in wingdings the whole time. And it's kind of like, when you think about it, it makes sense. Because Gaster taught them how to speak, so obviously Gaster taught them wingdings. This will come up later in this video, just saying. She is trying to, like, do sign language with them, but they don't know sign language, obviously. So she's kind of just like, come with me, I guess, and gives them candy. What are you, a pedophile, Alphys? Jesus.
Does it matter?
Like, SVU! Special victim tutor! Can somebody add in like a JPEG? Can I edit this later and add in a JPEG of just Olivia Benson? She decides to take them to Asgore. However, this might not have been the best idea. Seeing them like be so close like to escaping. Reading this in real time, I remember reading this when these episodes dropped. Oh, it was so tense.
So, I left to go find my cat. Are you guys enjoying watching Handplates in the background? I know I am.
This is Hilda. She's a terrorist. Hilda, did you commit? So yeah, they're escaping. Alphys takes them out of the lab. This is the first time they've ever stepped foot out of the lab, and they are literally walking their way out. And Sans makes a weird comment, so Papyrus is like, where's all the white? Does anyone know where all the white went? Like, Soy Dora, where's all the white? And Sans over there is like, I guess it's kind of red, I guess. And it, like, when he sniffs, he's like, I'm like, what the? Why are you sniffing? I guess it smells different. I don't know. They've never been outside of the goddamn lab. Like, born and raised, never been outside. So then Alphys takes them all the way to the elevator because she plans to get to Asgore. But then she does this. You literally can't see it. You can't see what's going on this screen. So Alphys does this. Like, she does like a weird, like, she's trying to like make herself look like Gaster because again, there's a language barrier. So she's like, oh, no, you don't want to go there to R66. That's, questionable. Because that's where Gaster is. You don't want to go there because he's in his thinking spot, taking a smoke, a big fat smoke. She's like, don't go that way because Gaster's over there. And she kind of thinks, like, Gaster obviously has something going on with it because obviously Gaster's a skeleton.
I'm so fucking scared of skeletons!
It's his lab. They're in his lab. They have these metal hand plates screwed in their hands that say WDG on them. So clearly she knows Gaster has something to do with it. However, when she does that, Sans starts going insane. this happens. I'm just gonna stand here.
How did you? Alphas?
Can we just have a moment of silence for Gaster's death? Okay, that's enough silence. Yeah, so, that's it for Gaster. Let me just break down that entire situation. Everything happens at once. Sans runs out of the elevator.
But when
going towards
does
Gaster,
it come-
he went to R66. Runs out of the elevator. Papyrus and Alphys right behind him. See, this is what I mean. Alphys, honey, why did you tell them? Like, canon event right there. I think if Alphys didn't tell them where Gaster was, none of this would have ever happened, I don't think. I mean, maybe it would have. Maybe it would have been like one of those, like, where you go back in time and you can't change the future no matter what you do. Kind of like a butterfly effect kind of thing. Speaking of butterflies, look at my outfit. Got my Fairytopia necklace. I got this from Knoebels. Have you ever been to Knoebels? If you live in Pennsylvania, go to Knoebels right now. I also got this from Knoebels. I just painted it. The Gaster done messed up kind of thing, where Papyrus, cause Sans lunges at Gaster, like he full on body slams him. He goes flying with Gaster. Thank God Papyrus was right there because Papyrus was able to grab him by. And as he goes to use blue magic on him, he can't. He can't use blue magic to save Gaster's life because Gaster, if you remember way back, traumatized him and told him, he threatened him and said, if you ever think of using blue magic on me, there will be consequences. But to save his life, he couldn't do it because Papyrus was so traumatized. So anyway, you're probably wondering why I call this the Asgore arc. Because Asgore found them. I don't know why. Why was Asgore in the core? Like, why was he just wandering around in the core and stumbled upon two sleeping children? Also, I wrote in my notes that Gaster wasn't wearing his lab coat. This was very interesting, because he was not wearing his lab coat when he fell into the core. His lab coat was like draped over the railing, because he was sitting at the edge of the railing where they were building. So his lab coat's probably gone forever, even though it didn't fall with him into the void. When Sans and Papyrus wake up, they don't remember nothing. Nada. And this is gonna be them for a while, of them trying to figure out their memories, because they don't remember nothing, which is a good thing. However, I was very concerned at first, because when they start talking, obviously Asgore doesn't understand them either. He will eventually. He'll teach them English rather than wingdings. But, like, Sans looks at Papyrus and is like, I have no idea who you are. But then they realize who they are in like 2 seconds. They're like, oh yeah, you're my brother. Yeah, you're my brother. But who are we? Where did we come from? Like, they're so confused. But anyway, Asgore takes them in. He's a gentleman. He's such a nice guy. He definitely does not kill children. I think I have some things that might fit you guys, because you guys are small. So he grabs his dead children's clothes and puts them on them. But yeah, so then Asgore's kind of checking out the handplates. He has no idea what that means. We're gonna go through some things in season 3. There's so many reasons why I absolutely love this arc. And part of it is just because it's so incredibly wholesome. And it's just the heartwarming, like, welcome they needed of the outside world. that like the boys really needed, and me too, I needed it too. But like after like the torment and the torture and everything they went through through the past 2 seasons, they like needed this. They needed to be like just having someone to be a dad to them. Asgore finds a book on skeletons and finds like a section about ciphers, and this is where he can kind of teach them English, and they learn pretty quickly. Like they pick up on stuff quickly. However, Asgore's a little confused about them being skeletons because at this point in time, he has no idea who Gaster is. However, I love this scene when he's on the phone with Alphys because Alphys' phone gets like interrupted by another call. It's a call from a mysterious number. It's obviously Gaster's number, and that's like kind of our first instance of seeing Gaster like trying to come back into the world, like trying to connect, and it's obviously doesn't work, but we see this happen a couple of times. Here soon we get a flashback into the lab already. Like we don't get many flashbacks to the lab, but there is this one that comes up fairly soon. That's an M&M commercial. Because we forgot to talk about their names. Their names come up, and we finally get to do the naming of Sans and Papyrus. Because, you know, they've just been 1S and 2P forever. Those are clearly not real names. I'm just like looking at my notes, and I realize I barely talk about anything in this arc. Probably because there's really not a lot going on in this arc aside from just Asgore taking care of Sans and Papyrus. Yeah. Side note, I almost forgot. I've been playing Undertale. I'm gonna sit back down because the last time I attempted to play Undertale was kind of illegally. I allegedly had Undertale on my tablet way back when I was a tablet kid. My Handplate stickers and Undertale stickers on my tablet. So way back when I was a tablet kid, I allegedly had Undertale on there. I don't even know how I had it downloaded, but I just remember I had to download this extra app to have like a gamepad to actually play the game because you couldn't. And from my memory, I got to Undyne, and I gave up. Like, I don't know what happened. I either like didn't have it anymore, or I just stopped playing. So now I'm currently officially playing Undertale, and I'm in Snowden hanging out with a dog married couple. They're kind of hard to beat, but if I just played a couple more times, I'll get through them. I'm not ready to get to Undyne. I'm not ready to fight certain bosses because, I'll be honest, I kind of suck at games. I kind of suck at video games, unlike my gamer boyfriend. But yeah, so I've been playing Undertale, and hopefully, I'm gonna have a Switch here soon. So hopefully I'll be playing Deltarune as well. I really want to play. I've never played Deltarune before, so that'll be fun. After how many years I've been in the Undertale fandom and have never played Undertale, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm one of those people. Has been in the Undertale fandom for years and has never once played Undertale. It's not that I just didn't want to. I obviously wanted to. Okay, enough ranting out of the way. Let's go back to talking about handplates. Asgore gives Papyrus a compliment and he like lights up. It's just so cute. Also, one thing I like about in this season as well is we get quite a few flashbacks of the war. And this happens quite, like, I'm trying to think. I think it mostly happens in this season specifically, back during the war times. Literally as I'm speaking, yeah. So, and we find out here that this is when Asgore and Toriel took Gaster in. I already talked about this before, so there's also a couple times, I'm going to mention this here, there's also a couple times where we get to see Asgore's insanity. I was watching a video a little bit ago about a neutral run and how when they get to Asgore, they talk about how he goes in, like, he's literally, like, insane. Like, even though he's a very good guy by heart, he's, like, he's such a good man, but, like, he's also going insane. Oh, and this is why we also find out why Papyrus wears scarves so much. So Sans and Papyrus come across some, like, little scarves, and at this point, Papyrus is like, he sees his scar on his neck, and he's like, doesn't like people talking about it because Asgore like mentioned it. So he covers it up with a like bandana, and then Sans does the cutest thing ever, and he's like, well, if you're gonna wear one, I'll wear one too. Aww. Is someone ever gonna mention the blue egg? I can't tell if that'd be good or not.
Okay, so I seriously don't know where else to put this, but I'm just gonna mention it here. So here we see Asgore, what seems to be like cutting some sort of fruit, or at least that's how I took it. It looks like to me that he's cutting some sort of fruit that's yellow and green. However, whenever I look at this fruit, to me it always looks like one of those sponges that you see in the kitchen that's just like yellow and has like a green like backing that has a different like material on it for like scrubbing and everything, and it's just a regular yellow sponge. And recently, as I was like editing this and filming this, I kind of just looked at it and thought, maybe it is a sponge. Maybe he's not cutting something, he's just cleaning the knife. Like, maybe it's just a sponge and I'm just an idiot. I don't know.
Flashback here in a minute about dodging. Asgore is starting to teach them about like fighting and bullets and everything and magic and everything. And so this is where he kind of teaches them how to like kind of fight and spar with each other, like not like actually fighting but sparring, and he teaches them all about it, and that's where the dodging comes from. Gaster is teaching Sans how to dodge because, you know, he has 1 HP. Around this point is when Asgore is also teaching them a little bit about like making friends, because he's starting to also, at this point, he starts taking them around the underground, and I think he mentions us, like he says somewhere like, I know our world seems small, but it seems so big to them. He's showing them around the world, and they are seriously like mind blown by this big outside world that they never got to explore ever in their life. And so they start to make friends and everything, and Papyrus is a little like not great at making friends, but Sans is pretty good at it because he's just chill, and Papyrus is more like trying to push friends onto other people. Also, one of the friends is, oh, this is the flashback, by the way. One of the friends is literally just like a pink Mike Wazowski, and I love it. It's so funny. Here's one thing I'll say. Alphys currently is having an existential crisis throughout this season. How did I become a scientist? Where did all this stuff come from? I don't remember this lab being mine. Like, I don't remember any of this stuff being mine and this being my work. And she like asks Metaton. Also the amalgamates, that's a thing that'll come up way later. It kind of just happens, like it's not important to Handplates. I kind of wish we saw her do it, but like it's kind of not important, so it doesn't happen. It kind of just happens off screen. So in this season, another thing that happens is we also are learning about Sans and Papyrus's weird shit they do. But like in season 3, we see some of the weird things that Sans and Papyrus just do because of Gaster falling in the core. Now these are like I just want to verify this. These are just like weird anomalies because of Gaster falling in the core. Like, none of this was possible until, you know, maybe it was possible, but I think it's just because of that anomaly and everything, and just everything being weird, and also partly because of their souls. Like, part of their souls are missing, so like Sans can see into people's souls, and he can see like their numbers and their codes, and it's like Papyrus flying, and these are also just like weird shit that like happen in the game that no one can really explain, but it's kind of being explained here, kind of. Like Sans teleporting, we see that happen. One thing that's weird that Papyrus does, this scene I always laugh at. Asgore is sleeping in his bed having a nightmare. This is a thing that happens, is certain characters have nightmares, because we're gonna see Toriel, actually. We don't see Toriel too much in Handplates, but we see her having a nightmare as well, and then since Papyrus have their own nightmares, they all connect to Gaster. It's kind of like Gaster trying to reach out. It's another one of those instances of Gaster trying to reach to the world. Anyway, Asgore's having one of these nightmares. It's actually like kind of gory. He wakes up and Papyrus is sitting on the floor. He stands up and it's kind of like hinted that he was like glowing and trying to like glow to like comfort him. But he just stands up creepily and says, "It's okay.
Do you feel better?
It was just a dream.
What?
You can go back to sleep now."
Don't worry. It's not real. It's okay.
Like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Oh, here's the nightmare, by the way. And Asgore's just kind of confused and a little afraid. I would be very much afraid. And I'm sorry. I love Papyrus. I love that kid so much. I would die for him. Alright? I would drop kick him. I would drop kick him. If I were Asgore in that moment.
Don't worry. It's not real. It's okay.
When I was playing Undertale and I came across this line, I was like crying because this is like a reference that you see this in the ruins like very early on, like the first thing, like one of the first like signs you see while you're wandering the ruins. I was like, hey, that's from Handplates.
Only the fearless may proceed. Brave ones, foolish ones. Both walk not the middle road. What do you think?
It's adorable and I love it.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you know what's in here?
I don't care. Don't tell me.
Me when a new episode of Handplates came out. The Undertale community with Undertale AUs. They're exploring the underground some more. Sans gets kind of weirded out by Judgment Hall because he sees some future shit and he's having some like future visions and whatever. And then while they're wandering the underground, they come across Snowden and they come across a house. But yeah, so this house was Gaster's house.
Sans and Papyrus's house was Gaster's house.
And we see this later on in season 4. At the end of the season, it's kind of obvious that they end up moving in here, and we'll talk about that. Immediately, like, Papyrus immediately, like, sees it and is like, that's our house. We live there. I know we do. We have to live there. Like, it's because he had a vision of it way back when. And Asgore's like, yeah, let me look. I have a key for this place. Why? He's like, why do I have a key to this house? I've never been in here. And no one lives here. What's going on? Oh, it's almost like one of your close friends. Somebody was basically a part of your family lived there. And Asgore finds Sans in Judgment Hall just hanging out. This is also where Sans tells Asgore about the I don't know, the MCI dead children in the basement that are in coffins. Like, because while they're talking, Sans is like, obviously we're not gonna live with you forever, and it's been really nice staying with you, but I think we've learned enough that we can be on our own. And he's like, yeah, you're right, like, I have to say goodbye. And this is like really hard to watch because not only is it like, it's like, I just feel for Asgore because it's like, he's like so sad to see them go because he had a good time living with them. And it's like, it felt like he was at home again. He had like children basically living in his home again. And it was just really nice for him. And saying goodbye to them was just like really hard for him, even though it's like, you know, just your kids are leaving out for college, I'm gonna miss them, you know, kind of thing. I just like to say that I completely forgot to talk about the very last scene in season 3. Season 3. What? Come here. Yeah, I just realized I completely forgot to talk about the very last scene where Alphys sees a she's like in her lab trying to figure things out or whatever, and she's looking through papers and she looks on her phone and she sees hands, skeleton hands that have holes in them, and she turns around and they're gone. Yeah. Gaster reference. Gaster's everywhere. Ever since Gaster found the void, he's been everywhere. He's watching. You're gonna see like Gaster on the sides. I don't know. Gaster's just everywhere. Okay. Anyway, bye. In intermission. I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye!